Once you open the Photo Story 3 on your desktop, this is the opening screen that will appear. You will have three options: play a story, edit a project, or begin a new story. So we want to begin a new story, so we want to click on begin a new story and next. Here's the part where you're going to import your pictures that you want to use in your story. So you want to click on import pictures. Now you can use more than one picture and you can input them in at the same time. If you press the control button on your keyboard and you select the photos that you would like to store or input into the story, and then you can press OK, and then we'll import those pictures into your story. If there's more pictures you want to put in, say from a different folder, you can also click this button again and go into a different folder. Now notice that some of these pictures are in a vertical position instead of horizontal, so you don't want these black borders on your story. So if you click on remove black borders, it will actually take those borders out, so your presentation won't have the black borders on it. And it's going to ask me if I want to save that, and I say yes. It'll take me back to the screen again. After I get all the black borders off. Now all of your slides are going to be right here, and what you want to do is you want to move them according to what you want to be the first slide. Say if I want this to be my first slide, I move it over into the first slide position. You can also use these arrows to move your slides if you want. If you want to delete something, you can highlight that slide and press the X, and you can get rid of it that way. Also, you have some buttons right here that you can use to edit the picture. You can click on edit, and let's say that you want to crop it or you need to rotate it. You can add effects. Say if I wanted to do this in a black and white, you can change it to a black and white if you would like. You can fix, say, the red eye. If there was red eye in your picture, you can do those things. So you can do that, and then if you did do anything, you would want to save that, and it'll take you back to your main screen again. After you've imported your pictures and after you've done your editing and put the slides in the position you want, you're going to click next. Here is the part where you're going to be adding a title to your picture if you would like. Say if I wanted to put down on here that this was from the Georgia Southern Wildlife Center, I could put that as my title if I prefer. It appears on the screen. You can decide where you want it. You can put it at the top, in the middle, or at the bottom. You can also change the font if you would like. You would just click on the select font button. You can change the font, the style, the size, and the color if you would prefer. You would press OK once you were done with that. If you wanted any effects, just like what you looked at on the previous edit screen, you can also do that again at this point. If you wanted titles on every slide, if you wanted to, you could put that if you would like. Once you're done adding the titles, if you want a title, you can click next. Here's the part where you would narrate your picture if you want to narrate it. What you would want to do is you would want to highlight the slide that you want to narrate. You would click the red button to record, and if you wanted to put in some notes to aid your memory as you would narrate this picture, you would put it in this area. So you would click the red button, and when you're done recording, you click the square button. For each slide you would do that. You would record and then stop, and then go to the next slide, record and stop, and so on. Also, at this particular point in time, you can also select the transitions that you want your slide to go through. If you wanted them to come in at a circle in the beginning, you could select that if you wanted to. You can select all the transitions you want. when you're done with that, you can preview it if you'd like. You can go to the next picture and it'll ask if you want to save changes, and you want to say yes. If you wanted to select the number of seconds during your transition, you could select that. It'll take you back to your screen when you're done with that. And then the next area would be if you wanted to put music. You can select music from a different source. For example, I know that J.R. Tripp has a CD that's called Sounds Abound. It's located on the P drive. It is royalty-free music if you wanted to use that. Or you could create your own using the music that came with the software or Photo Story 3. You can select the genre, the style, the different bands, the moods. You can change the tempo, the intensity, and you can also play it before you put it in there. Once you did that, you would press OK. Now what you would want to do is, depending on which slide you want the music, you want to highlight that slide before you go in there. Notice I was highlighting this slide, so that music is going to apply to all these last 3 slides. If I wanted music to go on the first slide, I would just highlight the first slide and do the same thing I just did a minute ago. After you're done with that, you can preview what you have, and it'll show you exactly what you had before. Then you would want to click next, and this is the part where you would want to save your story. You highlight this area, or you would just want to change the name to whatever it is you want it to be, and specify the name and the location of where your file would be. If you want to save it in a certain spot, you would click on Browse, and then you want to save your story, and then after you save your story, you would just click next, and that would be all. And then you have created your digital story.